Hi, it's AC. Welcome to the channel. Hi there, it's me again. Welcome back. On the last episode we did roofs. Somebody took the walls. Anyway, today we're going to try and get some walls put together for you so that you can see how to maybe change up the way that you build your walls so that they look a little better. So let's get started. Now I did already build some, but we'll build these first and then I'll go through and explain to you what I've done on the others and just let you take a look. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some stuff that we're going to need here. The first thing I like to do is I like to try and say, okay, well, we have columns that are going to come down here. Now once again, these are we already talked about the 9 by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There should be a pillar right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the pillars a different color than the actual wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm going to run around and I'm going to make sure that the pillars are up. I have a little starting point that's I can do really quick, so I can get through this for you. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put down some cobblestone because you're going to be able to see this part. And this actually makes it look a little bit more like it's, tied to the ground. So we're going to put this down all the way around here. Okay, now we have some corners for our walls. Now, if you move your walls back by one space and go up in here like this, so what you're doing is actually setting your walls. When you do that, you're going to give yourself a better 3D effect than you do any other way. So what I try to do is give my walls that 3D effect by doing this very thing. Set the walls back. Just place the blocks in here, get the walls all the way built up. Around on this side, do the same thing. Set your blocks in here. Okay. We're just going to bring our walls up to here. Don't need those. Oh, do need those. Lied. Nope, don't need those. I'll have to put that one back, but I'll do that in just a second. Well, I can do it now. It's not a big deal. Okay, so let's just keep on building, getting these walls all the way up, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how you can best set this up so that it looks and works really well for you. And that's what we're trying to do here, is make this all look realistic. Give it a 3D effect so it doesn't look flat. Give it all the best stuff that you got, because then when you're done with your build, you're going to appreciate it. And this is a bare bones basic ideas on how to build this, how to do this. So that's why what I'm doing with you here is I'm just giving you the basic stuff here. All right, so if you stand in front of this house, it needs some windows, it needs some doors. So we'll grab a door. We'll grab some window stuff. it's going to need one of these, because everywhere that you make an opening, for example, the door is going to be in the middle of the wall. If this is an 11 space wall, at number 5, there'll be 5 spaces on this side that make it even. The door will be there, and then there'll be 5 more spaces on this side that'll make it even. So when you look at it, it actually looks even. I put an upside down stair in. I'm going to put windows in upside down, or sorry, windows in single ones, and just an upside down stair there. That gives it more definition on the front. As you can see, you can look at that and go, okay, well, there, that makes sense. Now we're going to go put some panes in. And always, when you place your doors, always place them on the inside. Now you can always choose which side the door hinge works from. So we can put it on that side. But when you go back outside here, it closes in that way, and it gives it, again, another layer of definition. Always want to replace this, because if you don't, the door won't stay. So we'll do that. Alright, so that's the first part of building your place. The other thing that you want to do is you want to think about, okay, well, I want to put windows in, but over here we're going to experiment a little bit with a special window. So we're not going to do anything real special at the second with that, but we are going to bust out these windows back here. Again, putting the upside down stair in. Go ahead and put your panes in. I don't recommend that you use glass block in these particular kinds of windows. They don't give enough definition to the window. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll show you what we're going to do with those in a minute. Alright, so far. Next thing you want to do is look up here, and as you can see, this looks like it's just sort of hanging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up here, and I'm going to add a piece that comes across the wall on the ends to make it look more finished, to make it look more like it would. Okay, there you go. And then one other little thing that I'm going to throw in there, let me get my palette cleaned out, is this little guy right here. And now on a modern house, most modern houses, when they have a roof like this, they have what they call an attic vent. Pop it in like that. And that looks like an attic vent. Okay. Alright, so the next issue here is going to be, we're going to put in some specialized windows on the sides here. So we're going to want some trapdoors open. Get some glass. Now we are going to need trapdoors in a lot of other places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just go around and put the trapdoors in, so you can see that we're going to give it shutters on the front and the back, except that we're going to leave this middle window without shutters. And we're going to do that because we're going to use that space for a different kind of decoration. Okay. Now over here we're going to put trapdoors down below and up above. Do the same thing on the other side, which we have done already. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create you a bay window. You have to crouch to get the first one there, put that in, then you put your panes in the corners, and that becomes your bay window. I'll do it a little slower over here for you. 2 blocks, one there, one there. These look really amazing when they're 3 blocks high. One there, one there. One here, one there. Then take your panes and put one there and there. And one here and here. And there's your bay window. Okay, so now we have bay windows on the outside. And that looks pretty okay. That's a basic house, that's pretty good. But let's add just a little bit more to it. So now we're going to take fences and we're going to go in the corners around these pillars. all the way around. And you're going to add these to this because this gives it just a little bit of a design effect, and it also gives it a little bit more of a rounding sense. And that's what you're trying to do, is give these pillars a little bit, they're going to look a little bit less square and a little bit more, like maybe they belong there. Okay, and around here, last one, make sure you get up in that soffit. And if you look in this soffit, the way that this is built, because of putting the wall inside, you now have this little space up there. Well, that little space is a perfect solution to another little problem, and that is lighting. So we're going to get some chains, we're going to get some lanterns, we're going to put one chain in up here, and put a lantern in so that it just peeks out below, see? Okay, so that looks pretty good. On the back side, oh, and we're going to need to put lanterns on the corners, particularly if you're in survival. But if you're not, it's okay. You can just go ahead and put them that way. Right above the center light, tuck it up underneath there without a chain. And what that's going to do is that's going to wash this wall in light, and yet not necessarily have to have something sticking, hanging down, or whatever to complete that. Okay, so let's take a look. That looks okay. All right, so next, then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look into the idea that, well, okay, but it's sort of blasé. There's no decoration to it. So let's do some decoration. First of all, I want to get rid of some of the things that I have in here that I don't need anymore. Don't need any more glass. Might need the chains, possibly the lanterns, so we'll leave them in there. We're going to pick up a flower pot. We're going to pick up a oak sapling. We're going to pick up some leaves. Alright, and what we're going to do with all of these things is, oh, and there's one more thing I needed to add to this, and I don't know why I didn't put it in here. Here we go. And I need a lever. So if I go around back, I'm going to make a sort of a nice backyard. Okay? And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put switches in. Right here and here. Aim them down. And we're going to add crouch and put a chain on each of them. Okay. And then we're going to put a pot right there and one right there, and we're going to put a sapling in there. Now you have hanging plants on the house, and you still have the ability to put leaves down here. And I'm not going to put them under the windows. I'm going to leave the windows without things under them. Now another thing that you could do is you could put a stair, an upside down stair in there, right side up. Either one of those would work really well under this to sort of give it a foot. Like so. And this is just on the single windows. Okay. So that gives it sort of a foot, and it looks like it's decorated. Now, I'm also going to add to each corner this one here. There's going to be a bush here, and nowhere else. Okay. Bush to the corner, a bush there. We're not going to put a bush next to the door because I think that it blocks the doorway too much, and you don't want to do that. But again, it's personal taste where these go. So whatever you think is appropriate, whatever works, whatever you think looks well, that's what you do. Alright, so that's a real quick house. And it doesn't look flat. It's real quick. It solves the problem of a lot of things. You can do a lot of different things with it. Okay. Now we didn't do the floor in here, but you can put this floor in as any kind of wood that you want. Anything will work. Over here, we've changed the roof up a little bit by using black ones. The pillars are stone. The walls are made out of bone. You can see this is sort of the garden home because it's like just full of leaves and stuff back here. Built basically the same way as the other, without the stairs. Here we used gates. That's just a regular fence gate, but it's open, so it looks like it's sort of a detail on the window. Same thing over here. Inside is done with floor. Different kind of floor, but floor. This one over here. Same kind of thing. Exactly the same build. Done exactly the same way. Okay. Without the stairs. Same on the inside. All right. Same kind of look to it. Just build with different materials. So the idea for today was to give you the idea that you need to build your walls with depth. And when you do that, it makes them look 100% better than if they're not built with depth. So, for today, thanks for joining me. I hope you've learned something from this tutorial. And if you'd like to see more, please let me know. You can make comments down below, and if you want to see more, let me know. Thanks so much for joining me. See ya. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe and make sure you ring the bell. It'll let you know when I upload.